welcome back to the 40 Plus project. It's gym time, off to the gym. It's about 2:45 in the afternoon. Got a lot of work done this morning, so I reward myself by going to the gym. I realised that actually last week I did 7 days in a row, and I was kind of wondering why I was feeling a bit tired. You know, 7 days. I wanted to do it, I think, just to see what it was actually like. And the reality is, as a natural bodybuilder, 7 days in a row, it's 1 or 2 days too many in a row. I just didn't have the energy at the end of the week that I did at the beginning of the week. Now, I was eating pretty well, and I was having my, I have a good 5 meals a day. It's what I have, 4 or 5. Breakfast, lunch, after workout shake, which I really call a meal because it's 700 calories worth of protein and carbs, and I have and then a nice dinner, a good solid dinner. It's always meat and vegetables, meat and carbs, generally that we cook ourselves from scratch. So the result was on Saturday, I had on Sunday I had a day off. I had a rest day on Sunday, and then yesterday I had a rest day. So 2 days off in 3 days. It's really good. I'm back into it, ready to go. So it's one of these things, as a 43-year-old man, going to the gym 7 days a week sounds great, and I think 20 years ago I wouldn't have even noticed, but by the end of that 7 days, I was pretty tired. I needed that recovery time. So, the session I did 2 days ago was basically just a forearm and calf and abs session. So I didn't actually do a massive session. It was a good solid session, and I blasted my forearms, I blasted my calves, and I gave myself a really good blast on the abs, which I don't do that often. That's not because I don't think they're a good idea, it's just that I just don't do them that often. That was a good workout. In fact, I'm going to incorporate my forearms, abs and calves workout, which is a good around an hour workout, into my split. I want to go to the gym every day. I'm awake at the moment, and it's a good one to get in there, and it's kind of a rest day without being a rest day. I know it doesn't sound like a rest day. It's a pretty full-on workout, but it's not really the same as doing heavy chest or legs or back or something like that. So, I'm going to increase that. I don't want to forget about the forearms. Obviously you get calf, obviously you get a forearm pump when you're doing a lot of those, a lot of the back, the arms, the chest, calves not so much. Calves are using all day. I've always got big calves, so I'm never too worried about those. But anyway, I'm going to add that in as one of my split days, so it'll be chest, back, arms, shoulders, legs, calves, forearms. 6 days, gives myself a rest day, gives myself, a really good reason to go into the gym and not do a massive day. I think sometimes, you don't need to do huge days. So Cheston, I was quite happy. Anyway, what's on the cards for today is chest today. I'm back around the cycle again, back to the front of the beginning of the week, beginning of my program. And it's going to be a chest day today. We'll see if I can get some video in there. Again, I don't ask permission for video, I just go in and film, which is why quite often I don't actually film anything, because there's too many people hanging around gawking at me. So today what I'm going to do, well, I've been varying my exercises every time, and it's something I quite enjoy doing at the moment, is going in and saying, right, I'm going to do chest, I'm going to do 5, 6, maybe 7 different exercises, depends how I feel. I'm going to do some heavy exercises, I'm going to do some isolation exercise, I'm going to do some cables, some bars, some dumbbells, and hit it. So I want to hit the upper, lower, middle, I want to hit outer, the inside, I want to try and hit all parts of my chest. And I'm just going to basically roll through the exercises one after the other. I'll probably do, I think I'll start with an incline, then do maybe a flat bench dumbbell, not barbell. Barbell does hurt my shoulders. And then I might do decline. I've been getting into the decline barbell at the moment, and I quite like that. I think that's quite a good exercise. Obviously some flies, nice and deep, as heavy as I can without cheating. And look, I'm going to be doing 12 to 15 reps. I've been doing 15 reps for the last couple of weeks, so what I'm going to do now is probably this week, I'm going to break it down a bit and start doing 10 to 12 reps and put a heavier weight on there. You can only do, I think, 4 sets of 15 on these exercises so many times in a row before your body gets used to it. So I'm going to put some heavy weights on there, and you know, see how my strength progresses. Maybe next week I'll go down to 6 to 8 reps, but we'll see how we go. I'll catch you later. Welcome back. So we're done for the gym for the day. Another good solid workout today. Chest today. It's a pretty simple, kind of old school workout today. Not a whole lot of exercises, but maximizing each exercise to get the best pump I could get. I still think I'm going a little light. My aim going into the gym was to actually hit 10 to 12 reps on each set. I ended up doing 15, even though I upped the weight. So, you know, you can lift more than you think, and I often make the mistake of not putting enough on. I'm a bit conservative. I train by myself. I don't have a spotter. You know, sometimes chest is sometimes a little bit of an issue because, you know, my shoulders aren't the best at, you know, at the best of times, they're not the best. So, you know, I think I go a little light sometimes, and I mean, not too light, but light enough that I get 15. I should be just getting 12. So, you know, that sometimes that's only 1 kilo, 2.5 kilos, or 5 kilos, whatever increment it is. I'm going a little light. So, yeah, I'm okay. I got a good pump today. Oh, look at this afternoon traffic. Ooh, this is terrible. So, a good pump on all of the exercises today, and I think I'm going to have to change up my chest routine. I think my chest is getting a little bit used to the same kind of thing. So, you know, I'm just trying to introduce new things. I went back to the machine flies instead of cable flies, which is a little different. It's a different movement. It's still a fly, but you can actually go heavier on the machine, I think, than in cable. So I did that. It's less of a decline fly than a straight flat bench fly. I think the machine fly, because there's no way to really move that bench, move the angle on the machine, you're just doing a straight, you know, completely 90-degree fly. It's good in the respect that you know, you're constrained to one movement and you can really concentrate down on that movement and get that squeeze, whereas with the cable or with the dumbbell, you're actually, a bit of the effort is actually maintaining the form and the position of the weight, whereas with a machine, you know, you're locked into one plane. Now that's a good thing, and it's also a bad thing. For example, if I'm locked into one plane on a flat bench, that can hurt my shoulder. I need the ability to slightly twist my hands away from the parallel so that's why I do a dumbbell bench, because I get a bit more leeway. I move how my joint wants me to move. And it's odd. Obviously the injuries are a specific point, and I think if you're a physio or somebody who works with all the muscles, you'd understand. Flat bench, no. Incline bench, it's a bit sore, especially this shoulder. This one's not too bad. This one has been problems for a long time. It's coming good now. What's happened is I'm taking the focus off that because that feels much better, and that one's now, oh, actually that's sore too. So for the incline, I find I can do the incline a reasonable weight. And then it's interesting, for the decline, I don't really have a shoulder problem for the decline bench. Obviously the difference between that, and that shows up where I have a weakness, or perhaps a long-term injury or some sort of issue with my shoulder is on that plane. Not so much there, and not really there at all. And this way, no real issues. So it's an interesting thing to, once you work out all the angles, where the actual injury is. So, you know, I just take away from the flat bench a little bit and try and use other things as opposed to the flat bench. That was a good workout. I finished off today with changed my cardio up a little bit. Instead of doing interval training on the stationary rower, the ergo machine, I did intervals on the skipping rope, and then I got onto the rower and did 15 minutes, about 3,500 meters on the machine.